Welcome back. Since I'm about to get my ass handed to me, let's learn a little bit about the Darkspawn. Because I didn't know. Well, since when did they know about magic?
Watch for their blood.
So let's see here. Unlike the other major races of Thetis, the Darkspawn have very little resembling any form of culture or social organization and can barely be considered sapient. The only hint of a native culture is their propensity to convert statues into representations of old gods. The average Darkspawn possesses no intelligence beyond a simple animal cunning, and they do not possess any language beyond roars and grunts. They are also completely hostile to outsiders. Anyone caught venturing into the deep roads will be attacked, and anything caught in their path during a raid or a blight will be mercilessly slaughtered. Okay, this is not explaining the magic that we just saw, is it? The only exceptions are those infected with the Darkspawn taint. It is rumored that their weapons and armor are constructed by groups of servile ghouls, and as the Darkspawn themselves has no capacity to use tools beyond weapons. When not engaged in raids, the Darkspawn endlessly search for the sleeping old gods, drawn by what they hear as the song of the dragons. Should they find one, the taint will transform it into an archdemon, a guiding intelligence that sends the Darkspawn pouring into the surface of the blight. Now, that movie, the little cutscene that we just saw, was very brief, but that thing whirled some magic around its head, and it looked like it summoned something, so I'm going to continue reading here. The Darkspawn is connected through the taint, functioning as a hive mind similar to ants. While high-ranking Darkspawn, like emissaries or alphas, have a limited influence upon small groups, it is the architect and the mother also command large groups, yet only an archdemon can command an entire horde. Okay, so strategically, the archdemon is the only one. Well, what was that when they attacked this castle? What was that? Was that a large group? Or that seemed like a horde to me, but okay. Territory conquered by the Darkspawn becomes diseased, a rotting place of twisted creatures infected by the blight. Creatures that come in close or frequent contact with the Darkspawn often become diseased themselves, becoming ghouls, like blight wolves. Okay, like those wolves that we saw that whooped my butt a couple episodes ago. Okay. While the blighted creatures often work alongside the Darkspawn, most often because of force, their lifespan is such that their use is severely limited. Even a ghoul's lifespan can usually be measured in months. It seems that the taint suppresses higher function over time, causing those infected to go mad and potentially cannibalistic. It also allows the tainted to feel the thoughts of the old gods. The joining ritual dramatically slows the corruption of the taint and Grey Wardens, but after about 30 years, the major effects of the corruption set in. When a Grey Warden begins to hear the call of the old gods, they set off into the deep roads to fight to the death before their mind is overtaken. The Darkspawn find the old gods' call pleasurable, compelling them to seek out the old gods. Because the Darkspawn are creatures born of the taint, this is likely the reason why they are incapable of higher thought. Okay, it's still not explaining that magic whirling thing, but okay. As a species, the Darkspawn are asexual, with the majority, if not all, of their kind being unable to reproduce. This task is left to the specific form of a ghoul referred to as broodmothers. The broodmothers are prisoners captured from surface raids and incursions into the deep roads, and while male prisoners eventually die, females face a fate far worse. Infected by the taint and forced to consume the flesh of their fellows, those that survive this process undergo a horrific transformation and become broodmothers, massively swollen creatures that exist to breed more Darkspawn. A single broodmother is capable of giving birth to thousands, if not tens of thousands, of Darkspawn during their lives. And each race produces a different type of Darkspawn. Humans produce Hurlocks, dwarves produce Genlocks, elves produce Shrieks, and Kosiths produce Orgs. Darkspawn sometimes have features similar to the race their broodmother once was. Shrieks have similar ears to elves, Hurlocks and Genlocks resemble humans and dwarves respectively in size, and Orgs, like most Kosiths, have horns. Newborn Darkspawn look more or less like children. Okay. This is still not explaining, you know, that magic wielding son of a bitch that I'm probably going to get my butt whooped by. But okay, that explains why we never see any females. What I don't understand, if Darkspawn have broodmothers, and they're basically humans taken underground, fed Darkspawn meat to get the taint, then why did my toon turn into a Grey Warden instead of a broodmother? Because I remember during the playthrough, okay, during my first playthrough, maybe people who played through this game before will remember this, my toon was to marry Alistar, and they had a conversation about getting married, having kids, and Alistar said that because of the taint, she would be infertile. But maybe she's not actually infertile. Maybe she would, if she got pregnant, she would spawn Darkspawn. I mean, think about it. If Darkspawn, if broodmothers are simply women taken from above, taken down, forced to consume the flesh of dead, tainted people, I mean, she got the tent. They get the tent by flesh that's been tainted with the flesh that's been tainted, and then the Darkspawn the Warden drank the blood with some magic shit, but she still got the taint. I bet you it's not that she's infertile. It's that she, or maybe he's actually infertile, and she would turn into a broodmother, but the only person that she could have sex with is the Darkspawn. Well, wait a minute. Let me go back. Did the Darkspawn say they actually had sex? No, wait. As a species, the Darkspawn are asexual, with the majority, if not all of their kind, being unable to reproduce. This task is left to the specific form of the ghoul referred to as broodmothers. The broodmothers are prisoners captured from the surface raids and incursions into the deep roads, and while male prisoners eventually die, females face a fate far worse, infected by the taint and forced to consume the flesh of their fellows. Those that survive this process undergo a horrific transformation and become broodmothers, massively swollen creatures that exist to breed Darkspawn. But they don't say if Darkspawn are asexual, then that means she doesn't need a male. So what triggers the birthing process then? Because, okay, obviously my character isn't a swollen creature, but what if she doesn't need a male to reproduce? Then what triggers? So maybe in the blood of that thing that whatever magic not potion, but during that ceremony, maybe there is something to keep her infertile, because, which of course they didn't tell her at the time. I mean, that's rather fucked up too, that she found out about it afterwards, long afterwards. But yeah, now I'm confused. Well, actually, I'm not. They must have done something that made her have the inability. Oh, but wait a minute. We also know that Alistar is not shooting blanks because he can get Morgan pregnant. There's that option. Yeah, okay. So, wow. I swear, every time I read these things, I end up being more confused, or not necessarily confused. I understand what I'm reading. It's just that it just prompts more questions. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So, well, since I can't be queen anyway. So, and Honora can't be queen. Well, she can be queen, but I'm not going to allow her to be queen. I'm not going to do that. But then what destiny? I'm actually thinking about sacrificing the Warden, since I know I refused to do it in the first playthrough because I didn't want to kill the opportunity for her to come back in Dragon Age 2. But since she doesn't... Okay, I'm going to cut here. See you in the next one.